In the next 12 months, customers are going to stop searching for businesses and they're going to ask their AI agent to find one for them. The AI agent will pull up a handful of options, recommend one, and that's the business that's going to get the sale. This is the third big shift in how people will find businesses online. The first was Google, the second was mobile, and this one is bigger than both of those two. And it's moving faster than anything that has ever come before it. The real shift is that AI is becoming the buyer. Your website doesn't need to convince a person anymore, it needs to convince an agent. I'm Laura Craig, and for the last 20 years I've been responsible for the marketing of over 350 businesses, including Unilever, L'Oreal and Carlton United Brewery. In this episode, I'll show you the 5 signals AI agents are using already to evaluate your business online, starting with the one most websites still completely ignore. Signal number 1, structured data is the language agents speak. Here's what's going on. When a person lands on your website, they scroll, they get a feel for your brand, they form an opinion. That's how humans buy. Agents don't do that. Agents read the code. They look for labels. They want to know in plain machine readable terms what the page is, what you sell, what it costs, and who it's for. That's what structured data does. Schema markup. It's a layer of code that sits behind your page that tells the agent exactly what it's looking at. Without it, the agent has to guess. And when an agent has to guess, it picks the business that didn't make it guess. Think of it like this. You're at a networking event with 1,000 people in the room. Everyone has a name tag and gets introduced. Everyone without a name tag is invisible. Structured data is the name tag. It's an afternoon of work for your developer, and it's the single highest impact thing you can do to be visible in the new world of AI agents. Here's what to do this week. Add product schema, service schema, FAQ schema, and review schema to every page that matters. Your services page, your product pages, your home page, your pricing page. If your site is on WordPress or Shopify, there's a plugin for it. If it's custom, your developer can do it easily. That first step alone puts you ahead of about 90% of businesses in your category. And that point is really important, but it doesn't matter on its own, because once an agent can read your site, the next question is what it reads is any good. Signal number 2, agents read for clarity, not cleverness. Most websites are written to impress people. They're written for a human visitor who's going to scroll, read a hero headline, get a vibe, maybe click around for a bit. So the copy is clever, emotional, brand-led. There's storytelling, there's tone, there's flow. Agents don't care about any of that. Agents are looking for direct answers to 4 questions. What do you offer? Who's it for? What does it cost? And how does it work? If the answers to those questions are buried inside 3 paragraphs of brand storytelling, the agent moves on. It doesn't penalize you for being interesting. It just doesn't have time to dig. This is where most SME websites fall down. Beautiful brand, gorgeous design, copy that sounds great when you read it aloud, and absolutely no clear answer on what they actually do, who it's for, and how it works. The page sounds confident but says nothing specific. The same things that make your site accessible for an 8th grader are going to be the same things that make it visible to an agent. Clear headings, plain labels, clean HTML, short paragraphs, direct language. So here's what to do. Take your 3 most important pages, your home page, your main services page, your product page, and your pricing page. Strip the copy back. Answer the 4 questions really clearly in the first half of the page, in language that, say, a 12-year-old could follow. Then layer your brand voice back on top of that, not underneath it. You don't lose the brand, you just stop hiding the answer. Signal number 3, build the hooks for agents to plug into. Now, here's where it gets really interesting, because it's not just about agents reading your site. Agents want to do things on your site. They want to check inventory, compare specs, pull pricing, book an appointment, complete a transaction. And the businesses that let them do those things directly through clean data feeds or APIs are the ones that are going to get recommended first. Google has already launched something called Universal Commerce Protocol. It lets an agent handle the whole journey from discovery to checkout on behalf of the customer. ChatGPT has shopping features. Perplexity is doing product recommendations. Google is building agents directly into Chrome. This is not 5 years away. This is already here. Here's the implication for your business. If you sell products, your inventory and pricing need to be queryable. If you sell services, your availability and scheduling need to be queryable. If an agent has to scrape your homepage and try to figure it out, you lose. If it can plug straight in and get a clean answer, you win. APIs used to be enterprise level stuff. It's not anymore. A booking calendar that has a clean integration is an API. A product feed for Google Shopping is an API. A review widget that pulls from a public source is an API. You're probably already halfway there. You just need to find out what's clean and what isn't and tidy up the gaps. This is a step most competitors won't take for another year or two, which is exactly why you should think about it now. Signal number 4, your reputation across the web is your real brand. Agents don't just read your website, they cross-reference everything. They look at your brand mentions on third-party sites, reviews on independent platforms, citations in industry publications, sentiment in comments, coverage in podcasts, articles, LinkedIn, and news. If your website says you're the best in the category, but no one else on the internet is saying that about you, the agent doesn't trust your claim. Reputation isn't what you say about yourself. It's what the rest of the internet says about you. And agents weight that heavily. This is why personal brand, founder content, podcast guesting, PR, reviews, and partnerships have all just become commercial assets in a way that they weren't before. They were always really good for people to start trusting you and to get extra exposure, but now they're also the signal that tells agents to trust you as well. 92% of consumers already trust recommendations from individuals over brands. Founder-led content generates 8 times more engagement than the same content from a business page. That was the whole people buying from people story. The agent version is even sharper because agent is literally going to count the mentions before it makes a recommendation. What to do? Get on 3 to 4 podcasts in your category over the next 6 months. Earn reviews on platforms that matter in your industry, Google, Trustpilot, industry-specific review sites. Get mentioned in trade publications. Build a personal brand on LinkedIn that shows up next to your business name in search. Pad out your digital ecosystem so that when an agent searches, it finds you everywhere it looks. This is the work that compounds over time. It's not a nice to have anymore. Signal number 5, freshness is a trust signal. The last one is the simplest. Agents heavily favor current information. When a page was last updated, when a case study was published, when a review was left, when a piece of content was refreshed. Stale content reads as unreliable. If your last blog post is from 2023, if your testimonials are dated 2021, if your case study still mention your old branding, the agent reads that as a business that may or may not still exist. I see this a whole lot with capable founders. They built a site 3 to 4 years ago. It was really great at the time, and they've been adding occasional bits and pieces ever since. The bones are still good. The content underneath has gone stale. From a human visitor's perspective, it's fine. From an agent's perspective, it's not. What to do? Add last updated dates to your key pages. Refresh your homepage copy and your top 3 pages every quarter. Update your case studies and reviews regularly. Pull old content forward instead of constantly producing new content. A piece of content that's been refreshed 3 times is worth more to an agent than 3 separate pieces of content. The 6th move, teach the agent which category you own. So there's one more move, and this is where the real long-term competitive advantage is built. Don't just say what you do. Teach the agent which category you own. Generic positioning, we help businesses grow, gives an agent nothing to anchor to. Specific positioning, we help SME businesses in Australia run AI-powered marketing teams without hiring a full department, gives the agent something to file you under. And once it files you under a category, it starts recommending you for that category. This is the same principle as good marketing positioning. The difference is now that you're not just training your buyer to associate you with a category, you're training the AI that decides which businesses get put in front of buyers. Build comparison pages, build category-specific guides, publish content that consistently uses the same language to describe what you do and who it's for. Be the most mentioned name in your specific niche, not a generic competitor in a big one. Be specific. Don't claim you own a category you don't. Pick one you genuinely lead in and then own it everywhere. So here's a quick recap. 5 signals agents are evaluating and what to do about each one. 1. Structured data. Add schema markup to every page that matters. 2. Clarity. Strip your key pages back to the 4 questions that get answered fast. 3. Plugin capability. Make your inventory, pricing, and availability queryable. 4. Cross-web reputation. Build the brand signals everywhere off your site. 5. Freshness. Keep everything current with visible latest updates. And 6th move, well, that's teach the AI agent which category you own with specificity. If you want help getting your business ready for this shift, this is exactly the kind of work we do inside Vivo Marketing. We run AI-powered marketing teams for SME businesses, and one of the things we're doing with our clients is getting them visible to AI agents. The structured data, the clarity work, the reputation building, the freshness systems. If you'd like to talk about what that would look like for your business, you can find me at vivomarketing.com.au.